Hey everyone, and welcome back to Canine Dog Talk. We are so glad you're here. If you've ever looked at your dog and just wondered what's really going on inside that furry little head, well, you have come to the perfect place.
We all think we know them, right? We know their favorite spot on the couch. We know the exact sound of the treat bag that gets that tail going. But what if I told you that some of the things we're most sure about are just plain wrong? That's right. Today we're going to put those common beliefs under the microscope to separate the heartwarming facts from the well-intentioned fiction.
All right, let's kick things off by busting a few of the biggest myths, the ones you've probably heard 100 times. First up, the classic 1 to 7 rule. We've all used it, but it turns out the real story of how our pals age is way more interesting. Take a look at this. That first year is an absolute whirlwind. They basically rocket from a tiny puppy to a teenager in just 12 months. After that, the aging process slows down. And as you can see, size is a huge factor. A tiny Chihuahua and a giant Great Dane are on completely different timelines, which is why that simple 7-year rule just doesn't hold up.
Here's another saying you've probably heard. A tired dog is a happy dog. It sounds logical, right? Just run them ragged and they'll be content. But this one's a little misleading. The thing is, it's all about balance. I mean, think about it. Would you be happy if you had to run a marathon every single day? You'd just be exhausted. It's the same for dogs. Physical exercise from walks and runs is critical, but so is mental exercise from puzzle toys or learning new commands. A truly happy dog is fulfilled both physically and mentally, not just plain worn out.
So now that we've cleared up a couple of myths about their behavior, let's do something really cool. Let's try to see the world through their eyes. And trust me, it is a very different view. Imagine this. You're at the park, and you throw a bright cherry red ball onto a lush green lawn. For us, that contrast is impossible to miss. It just pops. But for your pup, well, that's a whole other story. That vibrant red ball becomes more of a dull, brownish object against a grayish background. Suddenly, that game of fetch is a lot harder, isn't it? Now, this doesn't mean they live in some black and white movie. They see a world of blues and yellows. But that red-green deficiency means that red toy on green grass is super hard to spot. It's a brilliant illustration of how they compensate by being masters of detecting motion and, of course, using that incredible nose. Next up, let's talk behavior. Our dogs are constantly communicating with us, but sometimes we get the signals totally wrong. We've all seen it, the guilty look. You come home to a chewed-up shoe, and your dog is cowering, avoiding eye contact. It is so easy to think they're feeling remorseful, but science tells a very different story. And here's the key. That look isn't guilt, it's submission. Dogs are masters at reading us. They see our tense posture, they hear the anger in our voice, and they respond with behavior designed to say, "Please don't be mad." They're reacting to your anger in the moment, not feeling sorry for something they did an hour ago. How about this one? Your dog's munching on the lawn, and you immediately think, oh no, he must be sick and trying to make himself throw up. And while that can happen, it's really not the most common reason.
Get this. A study from UC Davis found that only about 22% of dogs who eat grass actually vomit afterwards. For the vast majority, it's often just a sign of boredom, or maybe a little anxiety. Think of it as their version of nervous finger tapping. Most of the time, it's just a harmless habit.
So, with all this new info, how do we apply it? This last section is all about turning that understanding into even better care for our best friends. The doggy lick or kiss is a complex behavior. Part of it is definitely affection and bonding, but they're also gathering information about you, where you've been, what you've eaten. Licking also releases endorphins for them, serving as a natural stress reliever. But there is an important flip side. A dog's mouth has bacteria, like Capnocytophaga, that can be harmful to humans, especially those with weaker immune systems. So while a quick lick is usually fine, it's just smart to practice good hygiene. So let's bring it all together. When we move past the myths and really get how our four-legged friends experience the world, from how they age, to what they see, to what that guilty face or those licks really mean, we can become even better companions for them. It's all about building an even stronger, healthier bond. Because in the end, that's what it's all about, right? The more we truly understand, the more completely we can love. Thanks so much for joining us today. If you want to keep exploring the amazing world of dogs, make sure you subscribe to Canine Dog Talk. We'll see you next time.